Hello, everyone, and welcome to INSA Podcast. Here on INSA Podcast, we strive to inspire everyone to choose the food that brings the good, as well as to dive into the nutrition and dietetics community to know more about it. I am Anisa, and this is Evon. Today's episode, we will be talking about foods and moods. Is there a relationship between the two?
Well, actually, there is. So, I don't know, have you guys heard about the saying, happy gut, happy brain? So, this saying is actually true though. Lots of research and evidence have proven this statement as the food that we eat really can affect our mood. Leaving this scientific thinking aside, I'm sure all of us have experienced it. Like, when you're eating something sweet, your mood will lighten up a bit. Curious about how it works, right? So today, both of us are here to tell you the relationship between that.
First things first, there are millions of nerve cells present in the linings of our gut or intestines. This means that our gut also helps in regulating our emotions. It is proven that there is a link between the microbiome in the gut and the brain, hence influencing cognitive functions. One way to interact with each other to impact cognitive functions is by hormonal signaling pathways. This means the brain and the gut interact with each other by using hormones, or we can also call them as neurotransmitters.
Okay, so hormones, there are actually tons of them in our body, but a few of them are involved in our mood alterations, like hormones that bring positive feelings like dopamine and serotonin. When we eat a good meal or when consuming the food that we crave for, our brain releases these feel-good hormones as, or some of us will call it as food rewarding hormone. So Anisa, would you like to talk about the dopamine first?
Right. Dopamine is a hormone that allows you to feel pleasure, satisfaction, and motivation. So when we're eating, dopamine is actually released from the brain twice.
Twice? Wow.
Yeah, believe it or not, twice. First time, it is released upon eating the food, and the second is when the food reaches our gut. So that means when we eat, we feel happy twice. And this can be addicting because let's all admit, who would not want to be happy all the time, right?
True, we all wanted to be happy. So yeah, don't stop me from eating, please. Thank you. I'll get twice as much happiness while eating. Let's move on to the next hormone. It's serotonin. Serotonin is actually a neurotransmitter that helps regulate sleep, appetite, your moods, and inhibit pain. You can say serotonin is essential to your overall sense of well-being. The serotonin is mainly produced in your GI tract. It's the gastrointestinal tract. It helps promote normal functioning of the bowel and sends signals to your brain to tell you to stop eating. So guys, see, you don't have to stop me from eating. My body will do the work.
That's right. Basically, this is why we feel so happy when we eat our favorite food, thanks to these feel-good hormones. But remember to also be careful because, as said just now, it can be addicting. And this can cause overeating. And overeating can cause what, Yvonne?
Obesity.
Exactly. And that's a big no-no. Now let me ask you guys, have you guys heard the term leaky gut? Yes? No? Well, whatever your answer was, we're still going to explain it to you.
Alright, it's my pleasure to explain it. Leaky gut is the decrease in the function of the gut barrier due to unhealthy eating. This results from a diet that is low in fiber, high in saturated fats, refined sugars, and artificial sweeteners. So having constipation or diarrhea and bloating are the signs of a leaky gut that nobody would want to go through at all.
Yeah, imagine having a leaky gut. It will definitely ruin our mood, right? We might even have to cancel our plans for that day. Terrible.
So true. I'm pretty sure almost everyone had gone through that, even I did, and I really hate that.
Same. Especially when we're having diarrhea.
Oh, please, let's not talk about that. Really, I hate it so much. So, you might ask, how are we going to prevent that from happening? Well, the easiest way is eating healthy food. Yeah, so these healthy foods are basically the opposite of what I've mentioned just now, which is a diet high in fibers, unsaturated fatty acids, and unrefined carbs. So all these foods can promote gut microbiota.
Yes, now we're going to go into a little bit of detail on each type of the food, starting off with fiber. Did you know we as humans cannot digest fiber, but instead we ferment it in our large intestine by the help of the bacteria in our gut? This fermentation has good effects on the metabolic functions in our body. And when there's good metabolic functions, that means the gut is healthy.
Well, Lisa, do you know what we say about a healthy gut?
Healthy gut, healthy brain, which also means stable moods and emotions.
Yep.
Yes. Examples of fiber-rich foods are fruits, vegetables, and whole grains.
Yeah, so let's move on to the next thing, which a lot of people are very scared of, fatty acids. Diets that is high in saturated fats, which are bad fats, the fats that we should consume the least amount, have been proposed to have detrimental effects on our brain health. So these bad fats are basically trans fat that you can find in processed foods such as fast foods like French fries and burgers, which I like it so much.
Oh, you're making me hungry, Yvonne. Now, the good fats, which are the unsaturated fats such as omega-3 and omega-6, are the kinds of fat that we need to take in. Both of these fats protect us from age-related cognitive decline, which in turn promotes healthy aging. You can get these healthy fats from fatty fish such as salmon and also from soybeans and walnuts.
Moving on to the must of every meal, the carbs.
Carbs, the food that many people are afraid of.
Well, I don't know actually, but it can be scary if eaten too much, though.
But not all carbs are enemy.
Well, yeah, like what I said just now, unrefined carbs are good. They should be your forever good friends. Unrefined carbs such as whole grains like oats or brown rice, well, they are broken down by the body and release the energy slowly. This also helps in the steady and slow rise of blood sugar levels, which is good for the body. And it in turn will help you to have a steady level of energy throughout the whole day.
On the other hand, high consumption of processed or refined carbohydrates such as white bread could lead you to feeling sluggish because of the rapid increase and decrease of blood sugar levels.
Okay, so one side note, we all need carbs to balance out our daily actually. So please don't avoid carbs in your diet. You just have to pick the right carbs and with the recommended amount. That will do.
That's right. Oh, and we also have water. We cannot forget about water. I know in this podcast we said we were going to talk about food, and as we know, water is not food, but
water is actually an important part of our diet. Staying hydrated is essential to regulate our moods. So guys, from now on, don't need to buy any milk tea for any happiness. Water can just do the magic. And don't scold our mom when she say, drink more water, baby. Just drink more, okay? You'll be very happy.
That's true. My mom always told me all the time. Remember the happy hormones that we mentioned just now? Yeah, one of them is named serotonin. You guys remember serotonin? The hormone that's responsible for our sense of well-being. Serotonin is one of the hormones that largely depend on the usage of water to be able to be produced.
Therefore, when we are dehydrated, serotonin levels are affected because levels are decreased. Hence, why we feel so moody when we get dehydrated.
Yeah, so stay hydrated to feel better. Not dehydrated, but hydrated. In conclusion, the food that we eat does affect our moods, feelings, emotions, and most importantly, our brain functions. A healthy diet can help you give positive feelings, clearer thinking, more energy, and calmer moods. So, do be careful of what you eat.
So everyone, that's all for today. Thank you for tuning in to our podcast. We hope that this episode has impacted our listeners and brought insights to the nutrition and dietetics field. Do check us out on our Instagram page at INSA.IMU.
Also, don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell for notification. Stay tuned for more episodes. This is INSA Podcast, inspiring everyone to choose the food that brings the good. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.